wall, bouncing back toward the infield. He'll pick it up. On his way to third is Connor, or Appel rather. The throw not in time. An RBI triple for Jackson Appel. Connor scores to make it 1-0. And Tom, there's a young man who has not had a whole lot of experience playing the Green Monster.
Yeah, and it's the replica of Fenway Park. If folks don't know that, you see it, and if you can't get it, then you need to make sure that you're in a position to play it off the wall. And in that case, went over his head, and big two-out base hit.
So here is Arxie Hernandez with 2 down. He had 3 hits all season. Breaking ball just missed the inside corner.
Yeah, Dan, the other part about that is a young man came in the trade with Priester and highly regarded. He's been a center fielder, and you've got Nellie Taylor out in center field. Blaze has been a center fielder as well, and Zach Earhart can play center as well.
The 1-2. Strike 3 swing and a slider he couldn't have hit with a boat paddle. Way off the plate outside. And the inning is over. But the 2-out triple by Appel gets Winston-Salem on the board after a half inning. It's the -1 and the drive coming to bat. Well, the drive down a run before they get a chance to swing the bat. They will do so here in the bottom of the first inning against big right-hander Tanner McDougal.
6'5", 185, just turned 22 years of age about a week ago out of Las Vegas. 5th-round pick in the draft of 2021 out of high school, Silverado High School in Las Vegas. He was an Oregon commit. 0-1 ERA, 3 starts, 9 innings total, 5 runs, 3 earned, 8 hits, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, allowed 2 home runs, opposition hitting .250. He was the opening day starter at Rome. Was a losing pitcher that day. 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 earned that day.
Here is Yoferi Rodriguez, and he takes the first pitch down and in a ball, hitting .333 overall in the season. That's split between 2 teams. Started the season with Wisconsin in the Milwaukee organization, and then came to the Red Sox organization as part of the Quinn Priester trade. Hit his first home run last night, a 3-run shot out of here to right field. 5 RBIs total. 2 balls and no strikes to him, and he fouls that one back and out of here left side. 2-1. Shadows have moved across the infield, but still a lot of sun out in right field, and a bit for the second baseman Perez and first baseman Delaney, who are playing deep at the moment. 3 balls and a strike to Rodriguez, with Nizan Zanatello and Nellie Taylor scheduled to follow. And that's fouled out of play left side, 3-2. A lot of the crowd still making their way to their seats here this evening. As always, promotions going on at the ballpark. Taylor fouls another one out of here left side. What'd you say, Tom? It is health night here at the ballpark,
yeah.
So they've got all kinds of booths and other setups on the concourse down below. 3-2 pitch again is grounded right side. 2 hops to the first baseman Delaney to his right, underhands to the pitcher covering. And Rodriguez is tired for the first out. Retired for the first out. Might be tired from sprinting to first, too. Who knows? Delaney at first. Jarrell Perez at second. Arxie Hernandez at short. Wes Kath at third. The infield for the Dash. In the outfield left to right, Caden Connor, Drake Logan, Cole McConnell, Jackson Appel behind the plate. Here is Nazan Zanatello. He had the unwelcome honor of taking home the golden sombrero last night. He struck out 4 times. Did draw a base on balls. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Made a sparkling defensive play at short to end the game last night, hitting 192 overall. Ball and a strike to the right-handed batter. The pitch takes a fastball right in there, and it's 1-2. Nellie Taylor on deck. Anybody gets on, Zach Earhart would be next. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Zanatello is down on strikes again. First punch out for McDougal with 2 down. Here is Taylor. Didn't start last night. Got an at-bat as a pinch hitter and struck out. Hitting .250 early on with a home run and 4 RBIs. That home run came on opening day. The Drive as a team, just 3 home runs so far this season. Taylor, Rodriguez, and the batter in the hole, Miguel Blaze. First pitch a ball. Second pitch misses inside. They appeal to the field umpire. He checked the swing, did not go. 2-0. They have the modified shift on the infield. The left side, the shortstop Hernandez almost behind the bag. The third baseman Kath in the hole between third and short. Playing him the opposite way in the outfield. The 3-0, and he swings and lines it into right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Cutting it off deep in the gap is Logan. Taylor going to try to stretch it for 2, and he's in there with a headlong slide. Well, if Logan doesn't cut it off, it's at least 3. He did a good job to get to it, Tom, but Taylor thinking double out of the box.
Yeah, you've got to think that, and 2 down, and you're right. Look at that. You see the 420. If he gets past him, it's going to ricochet. He may still be running and going to make him throw him out. And, you know, with 2 down, good job there. Taylor with outstanding speed. We talked about Blaze and some others. There's some players on this Drive team this year that have outstanding speed, and Taylor's one of those.
Well, Winston Salem got a 2-out hit to drive in a run at the top of the inning. Zach Earhart will try to return the favor here in the bottom of the first inning, and he takes it off the plate outside a ball. Earhart 0 for 3 with a walk last night, hitting .217. Has drawn a base on balls in 5 consecutive games. They're looking to find a gap somewhere here and get this game knotted up. The 1-0, and a breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1.
That's pretty good. 97 we've seen, then you break it off at 79.
Drive had a pair of 2-out run scoring hits last night. The 1-1 is fouled out of here first base side, and Earhart behind, a ball and 2 strikes.
And 98 in after 79 away. Takes some courage, to stand in there, and some discipline to be able to make contact and give yourself an opportunity maybe to handle this pitch.
Takes very little of either to do what we do on a nightly basis. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and strike 3 swinging off the mitt of the catcher. He recovers in foul territory first base side and throws out Earhart, and the inning is over. 2-3 on the putout. Second strikeout of the inning for McDougal. The Drive get a 2-out double but strand the runner, and after 1 complete, it's Winston-Salem on top, 1-0. Drive down 1-0 as we hit the top half of inning number 2 here at Fluor Field. Winston-Salem will have 6, 7, and 8 in its lineup. Perez, Kath, and Logan against Danny Kerwin. Hey, you already know about the great fresh food at Arden's Burger and Grill in Central. Now Arden's also operates Beef and Rib in Westminster. 2 great ways to step up to a delicious plate. Find Arden's and Beef and Rib on Facebook today. Jarrell Perez 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts in last night's opener. And Kerwin's first pitch to him is hit hard but foul between the bag and coaching box at third. 222 hitter with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Ball ricocheted out to Rodriguez in left field. Tossed it to the kids on the hillside. And now Kerwin with the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, a ball and strike. 6:45 tomorrow. All night games at 6:45 this year. 3:05 on Sunday to wrap up the series in the homestand. Breaking ball missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. Kerwin pitched from behind in the first inning and ended up costing him. There's a swing and a foul tip on an off-speed pitch. The 2-out walk, the stolen base, and then the triple off the green monster by Jackson Appel. Has put Winston-Salem on top 1-0 here early. 2-2 on Perez leading it off. Big right-hander with the break-even pitch, and the breaking ball is hit high and deep down the left field line. That one is gone. Had enough carry to get into the green monster seats. The second home run of the year for Jarrell Perez, and it's 2-0 Winston-Salem.
Hit the ball hard. First inning, double, triple. Came back now with the home run, the 9th of the year. You look at it there again, able to barrel that one up, put the foot down, and drove it out of here.
Those of you who don't know, again, this is a replica of Fenway, so it's 310 down the left field line with the monster, 30 feet tall here, 37 at Fenway. So you will get some of those kind of home runs even out in the gap in left center field to that far end of the monster. And drop one in there, and it's only about 365 feet away. 1-0 to Wes Kath, and he fouls that one straight back. But then, as you start wheeling around towards center and into right center, you see that 420 mark at the triangle out there. A lot of space there, and then the pesky pole 310 down the right field line. Ball and a strike to Kath, who is 0 for 14 with 8 strikeouts so far this season. Does have a run batted in. He's walked 3 times, been hit twice. We saw him with the dash last year, and he was a high strikeout guy then as well. The 2-1. Grounded foul first base side. It's even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ask Liam Carroll, the Drive first-year manager, about Danny Kerwin. He had Kerwin at Salem, the Red Sox low-A affiliate last year, and said his problem was stamina. He would get off to a great start for an inning or 2 and then run out of gas. They've really worked on that stamina in the offseason. There is strike 3 swinging on a fastball up and away, and there's 1 down. And as they do at this level in this organization and most organizations, you're going to see early in the season pitchers like Kerwin on varying pitch limits. Tonight, either 4 innings or 60 pitches, whichever comes first. And it's different for every pitcher that the Drive has, like Hayden Mullins. We see him, for instance, on Friday night. He's going to be in the 5-inning, 75 to 80 range. Ground ball to short by Logan, picked out there by Zanatello, and his throw is wide. Off the facing of the dugout, it ricocheted back to Albert Feliz, but that's a throwing error on Zanatello, his 4th error of the year, and Logan a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, that one just got away from him, and he made a really fine play last night to end the ball game on a kind of slowly hit ball. That one just wide of the mark there at first. Feliz played first base tonight. He was on the developmental squad, and now he is back up with Justin Reamer on IL.
Here's Cole McConnell, didn't play last night. Throw to first, and they almost got him. Just back ahead of the tag with the dive was Logan. McConnell hitting .250 early on with 3 runs batted in. 2-0 the score. The throw that time, and they almost got him again. And this is the issue you have with just 2 umpires. If David Sabal is over at first base, if they didn't call him out on the first one, they probably call him out on that one. But where he's positioned, runner goes, it's taken outside. The throw down is in time. They got him. Sabal made us wait. But 2-4 in the caught stealing. Brooks Brannon to Marvin Alcantara, and quickly there are 2 down and the base is empty.
You get one more look at it here. Good one to throw on, and going right there.
Actually, that was Zanatello, the shortstop, 2-6.
Came over to make that play.
So 1 ball, no strikes to McConnell. And a breaking ball in for a strike. If you're not familiar with the pace of play rules, same as in the big leagues. Minor leagues had it a year before it went to Major League Baseball. You're allowed 2 throws to first base if you're a pitcher, or 2 disengagements. One can be a step off, one can be a throw. So you saw Kerwin throw to first twice, and then immediately Logan take off on the stolen base attempt. Now, Kerwin could have thrown over to first base again, but if he doesn't pick him off, it goes in the books as a balk, and Logan would have been awarded second base. As it turned out, it got him with the caught stealing, and then the strikeout swinging on a good hard slider. McConnell down on strikes, and the inning is over. But the solo home run by Perez leading off the second, and middle of 2, Winston-Salem on top, 2-0.
For students interested in medicine, and overtime will help provide our area with the clinicians.
Drive down 2-0 as they come plateward here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Blaze, Brannon, and Alcantara against Tanner McDougal. Hey, do you need banners, stadium graphics, event materials printed? If so, call Greenville Print Solutions. If Clemson, Mississippi State, the Southern Conference, Greenville County, and so many others trust them, why don't you? They're also the designer of Dabo Sweeney's All-In chip. It's Greenville Print Solutions on the web, greenvilleprintsolutions.com. Miguel Blaze leading it off, the right fielder tonight. 1 for 3 with an RBI last night. Walked twice, also struck out a couple of times. had an on-field presentation between innings, waiting for those folks to exit stage right. Zach Neubauer trying to herd him through the gate down there. And McDougal's first pitch to Blaze is a little breaking ball that must have been up.
So last night we had 47 youngsters sing the national anthem.
Yes. And you and I both counted them independent of one another and came up with the same number.
It's unbelievable.
Or scary, one of the two.
That we would both think to do that.
Yes. 2 balls and no strikes. Blaze hitting 200, a home run, 6 runs batted in. Missed opening weekend here, was on the injured list. Activated in Asheville. Drove in 5 runs in that series. Highly thought of young man in the Red Sox organization, and that pitch is outside ball 4. He is a leadoff base runner. Tell you what, it appears that Larry Pettis has something of a tight strike zone tonight. And that's fine as long as it's consistent.
Yep, you got to adjust it. Somewhat subjective night in and night out, and you got to deal with it. You always say next pitch. We talked to Bob Kipper. What a conversation that was.
Brooks Brannon, a 2-hopper to short, and it's fumbled out there by Arxie Hernandez, and everybody is safe. I mean, that is as routine gets, and Hernandez trying to throw it before he caught it. And let's see if the drive can take advantage of it. That's the 3rd error of the season for the Dash shortstop. And here is Marvin Alcantara. You know, you expect to see numbers fluctuate wildly in the early season. Alcantara went 4 for 4 last night and added 98 points to his batting average.
How about that?
462 with 4 runs batted in, had an RBI, also drew a base on balls. First pitch was a ball, runners going, ground ball to short. Only play will be to first. That time Hernandez handled it. But by starting the runners, you stay out of the double play. Blaze moves to third, Brannon to second. And Andy Lugo will bat with the tying runs in scoring position now in 1 out.
Yeah, the drive last night, 5 for 5 with stolen bases, and as you mentioned, that's a big situation there.
Lugo checks his swing, and it cost him a strike. The drive third baseman has 9 hits so far this season. 5 of them have been doubles, and 2 of those came last night. Swings and misses here. Tardy on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Infield is back with the exception of the first baseman, Galaney. So they'll give up a run to get an out if Lugo can put it in play somewhere. The 0-2 pitch. And a big bounding ball to third. That'll get the job done. Throw across by Kath to retire Lugo, but scoring from third is Blaze. And the drive on the board. They trail it 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take that. You'd like to have the base hit, obviously, but you need to get a run on the board, make contact. See so many strikeouts. Last night, Drive struck out 15 times in the ball game. Get it in play. Get yourself a run. Get on the board.
Here's Albert Feliz. Tom mentioned he was on the developmental list, activated after Justin Reamer went on the injured list. Last night he made a diving, tumbling catch of a line drive and ended up banging up his shoulder. Feliz 1 for 8 this season before going on the dev list with 6 strikeouts, and you see why. He has waved wildly at a couple of pitches from McDougal here. He's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. He asked for time. His 1 hit, a double. Tying run at second, 2 down. Runner goes to third, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Spinning on a fastball up in his eyes, and Feliz is retired. And so are the Drive. That's the 3rd strikeout for McDougal. Drive get an unearned run without a hit, and they strand a runner. And after 2 complete, it's Winston-Salem on top. 2-1. Drive down a run 2-1 as we move on to the third inning. Hey, don't forget about our friends at Todaro Pizza just down the block from Floor Field on Markley. Tonight, every Wednesday night from 6 to close is Dollar Slice Night, and Monday nights from 5 to close is Cheap Pizza Nights. Or as John likes to say, inexpensive, because the quality doesn't change.
Yes.
A great stop before or after the drive game, Todaro Pizza. They'll be delivering to the press box on the 29th, Tom, the first game of the next homestand.
So, I'll tell you what, you want to see what Piranha looked
yes.
like?
Here to call innings 3 and 4, Tom Van Hoy.
All right, here's Danny Kerwin. He delivers his first pitch to the leadoff hitter. As we start the top half of the third, Sam Adonacci flied out to left field to begin things back in the first inning. So Kerwin moves into the third inning, having thrown 38 pitches, 22 of those for strikes in the first two. Set to go 4, hopefully. Comes back off speed, just off the plate. And it's even at 1-1. Adonacci, 276, a home run. 9 runs batted in. He has scored 9, which leads the team in that category. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing and fouled straight down. 79. So the breaking ball about 79 is running up there at 98 miles an hour. So a good job there to kind of fight that one off. Adonacci. 6 feet, 193, 22, Springfield, Illinois. How about a 5th-round draft choice in 2024 out of Coastal Carolina? Had an outstanding career there. Kerwin set to deliver the 1-2 pitch, and he does. Popped out a play down the left field line. As you watch on our television broadcast as well tonight, you see how Kerwin has set up a right-hand hitter on the third base side and has that foot turned in. It's a unique way to deliver it. Fouled out a play again. Went fastball 94, a little bit late, back up and over the roof. And to do it all over again. Adonacci leads the team with an on-base percentage of .476, and that one just off the plate outside. It evens the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be followed by Ryan Delaney out of Wofford. A couple of South Carolina guys there. Caden Connor will follow after that here in the top half of the third inning, and a 2-1 ball game. Winston Sada with the lead. Backs him off the plate. Inside.
Hit him.
Clipped him. Yep, looked like it did. Sometimes you wait. He acted like he wanted to go, and you had to wait for the home plate umpire, Larry Pettis, to make that definitive call. So he'll be on at first. He leads the team in stolen bases, 4 out of 5. Brooks Brannon has already thrown out 1 tonight. Drake Logan back in the second inning. As a team, they're now 8 out of 11. Throw back and standing. A couple pickoff attempts were close at first base before the runner was thrown out at second. Feliz over there. And that ball's coming over there in a hurry. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Went off speed. And Delaney, who flied to right his first time up. He's in the midst of an outstanding season. .325, leading the team in that category. The 2 home runs, the 10 runs batted in as well. How about 4 doubles? And he also has a triple along the way. There goes the runner. And the throw goes down. And it is not in time. And the stolen base for Adonacci. He's in scoring position now. And Delaney has that opportunity to add to his 10 RBIs. Hit a home run. He is familiar with this ballpark, having been here with the Wofford Terriers. And this one hit up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Coming home to score. And it becomes a 3-1 ball game. Ryan Delaney delivers that base hit. Sends it up the middle and picks up his 11th RBI. Becomes a 3-1 ball game as you get one more look at it there. Stayed back on it. Drove it into center field for a base hit.
Well, you mentioned, Tom, obviously very comfortable hitting in this ballpark. Had the home run last night and RBI single there. There is some action underway in the Drive bullpen. We are expecting the second Greenville pitcher tonight to be left-hander Eduardo Rivera.
And to be making his debut. Well, here's Caden Connor, the third place hitter, playing left field tonight. He walked, had a stolen base. So the stolen base have been big, although it was the triple by Appel that drove him in. He got himself into scoring position with 2 down to the first to take that early lead. And then the home run by Jarrell Perez in the second inning.
You can tell right now Danny Kerwin is not happy with the small strike zone of Larry Pettis. He was visibly upset when he did not get that call.
It goes 2-0. Connor flirting with 300. Fouls it up the first base side. Jackson Appel will follow him, and he tripled his first time up. Connor 6'1", 224, Anaheim Hills, California, out of Cal State Fullerton, a 19th round pick in the draft of 2023. Spent 4 years there. They've had an outstanding baseball program. Oh, throw it back over, and they got him. Oh, you could see that. I mean, he was kind of in no man's land, and the momentum leaning the other way, and just couldn't get back in time. One more look at it, first base camera, good work there. Yeah. That's close, but he got him. He got the call there at first base.
And you know he got him because Galeni didn't argue.
Yeah. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and fouled out of play on the left field line. So lost 2 base runners already on the base paths, 1 thrown out. Logan, and now Galeni picked off first base. And when he was at Wofford, the final 2 years there, they played 9 games here in the Southern Conference postseason tournament. Way outside, high and away, went fastball, and the count goes 3 balls and 2 strikes. We play here in the top half of the 3rd inning, and Winston Salem has a 3-1 lead after the drive, able to win it last night 9-3. And now Brooks Brannon. He wants to talk to Danny Kerwin, and Danny was concentrating.
Yes.
It didn't seem coming out. And I'm glad that he turned around and saw that, because that 95-mile-an-hour fastball from about 40 feet away might have got your attention. So one last night where Winston Salem, the catcher, went out to talk, and the pitcher didn't know he was coming at it, and he had turned his back and walked away. So set to deliver the pitch, and here it is, and it's a swing and a miss. Went off speed, and he got him. Comes his second out. 4 strikeouts now for Danny Kerwin. Spent 4 years at Ryder. His last year there, 7-2 with an ERA of 2.32. In fact, in his 4 years, 80 appearances, all in relief. He had 14 saves in his final year at Ryder, and delivers the first pitch called strike to Jackson Appel, who tripled and had an RBI his first time up. And in his last season, 14 save, number 1 in the Metro Athletic Conference, and number 3 in Division I. He comes back with a breaking ball there. Nice pitch to get ahead of the count of the balls and 2 strikes. So he's transitioning to a starting role at Salem last year, 4-3 with an ERA of 3.63, 20 appearances and 5 starts. And he played with the Mesa Solar Sox in fall ball. Very effective there as well. 1-0 ERA, about 2.8. Swing and a miss, and he got it. Boy, nicely done on an off-speed pitch. Been able to run it up for about 98 or so. And then after the hit by pitch, able to get the pick off of Galeni after the stolen base and Galeni's RBI. Back-to-back Ks, so a good way to finish it off here at the top half of the 3rd. 1 run comes in, though, on the base hit. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Drive coming up. Winston-Salem with a 3-1 lead here on this Wednesday night. Well, we'll head to the bottom half of the third inning and the drive down to Winston-Salem. 3-1, won 9-3 last night. I've had a couple of doubles from Lugo. Home run from Ferry Rodriguez, who will lead it off here in the third. Last night got 9 walks, 3 scored. 5 for 5 in stolen bases. There were 6 wild pitches in that game by Winston-Salem. 5 out of 5 with stolen bases. They had a 2-run inning. No hits, 5 walks. Last night in the 7th inning, taking that first game. 9-3. First pitch is inside for a ball. Tanner McDougal back on. 6'5", 185 out of Las Vegas. Signed out of high school. 5th round pick in the draft of 2021. He was the opening day starter for this Winston-Salem team back on April the 4th. 6-2 loss at Rome. Took the loss in that game. This one's fouled away. 4 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned in that game. So Rodriguez, who has come over from Milwaukee, highly regarded. He was number 7 in MLB Pipeline top 30 for Milwaukee, number 11 now for Boston. Foul out of play down the left field line. And has principally been a center fielder. We've seen him in left field. 6'1", 185, 19 out of the Dominican Republic. Signed with Milwaukee in January 2023 at the age of 17. Count goes 3 balls and 2 strikes. And
well, that's late.
I know you and I talk a lot about so many of these Latin players. They'll sign early and leave home, and man, remarkable what they can accomplish. Knocking away ball 4, so he'll take that walk.
Most of them sign on their 16th birthday. So if he waited until 17.
Yeah. Well, and you and I have an opportunity to work with Alice Matthews in a situation where we do some mock interviews with the Latin players, get them used to being interviewed and learn a little bit more about the English language. There goes the runner, and it's fouled out of play by Nassan Zanatello.
Yeah, normally they end up mocking us.
Yeah, it's like I look at these young men and I marvel, and and I was, like I said, 16 years old. I'm hyperventilating driving on a 4-lane highway.
But it was Eduardo Lopez, who I don't think's in the organization anymore, but didn't he tell us that he moved away from home? We did it last year at 12 or 13 years old to go into a system to start playing, and then signed at the age of 16.
Right. No balls, 2 strikes. Zanatello would like to make contact. He had a tough night last night, as Dan told you, and he struck out first time here tonight. Throw over, and diving back is Rodriguez. We mentioned the drive last night. Very aggressive on the base pass. 5 for 5. Pretty good lead there, Glaney. DH last night, in at first tonight, and in on the hands, and he went too far, 98 up, and he'll have to go down and take a seat, and he will pass Nellie Taylor Jr. on the way. He doubled his first time up, and a chance to play in center field tonight. Zanatello, number 25 in the MLB Boston top 30 pipeline. Taylor is number 22. Others, Blaze is 15. And he'll take first pitch, and it is off the plate for ball 1. Plenty of room on that left side. You get a look at that on our television coverage, and you see it all the time. And again, out in right center field, if he hits it out there, he's going to run for a while, and he did last time with that double to center field as this one settles in at 77. So you're talking about 97-mile-an-hour fastball and an off-speed pitch. 20 miles an hour different. Fouled out of play down the left field line, so comes off speed in, fastball up a bit above the belt, outer part of the plate at 98, and fouled out of play to be down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Taylor, 5'11", 180, 22, Clearwater, Florida. Polk State Community College in the 11th round of 2023. And it goes the other way on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball and hits it into left field for a base hit. Got in on him a little bit there and fought it off and went the other way. We'll watch it again here. Yeah, outer part of the plate, nice job. And Dan, you and I talk all the time about the schematics and how they play them, and if you'll kind of take advantage of that at times, that will happen.
Well, as we talked with Liam Carroll in the pregame and talking about the Rodriguez homer last night, he said it's no secret organizationally they want him to hit it in the air hard, and hit it in the air hard to the pull side. But that time, Taylor did a good job of going the opposite way with a fastball on the outer part of the plate.
Here's Zach Earhart. He struck out his first time up. He's been good so far this year. His on-base percentage coming in was right at 40%. He's ahead of the count, 1 ball, no strike. So plenty of room for Earhart, right-hand hitter on that right side. Second baseman Perez is shaded toward the bag. More nice breaking ball there, and it settles in for a strike at 78. And then way off the bag is Delaney at first. So Taylor can get about as big a lead as he wants there, and they're trying to look and throw back behind, and it goes into center field. Up and running, and easily into third base goes Taylor.
Well, they had the timing play on. You saw, if we get the replay, Jarrell Perez flash the open hand out, and that was the signal for McDougal to spin and throw. And you've got a guy in a white uniform diving back, and I think the ball just got lost. It got camouflaged a bit, and Perez couldn't pick it out.
And this one is fouled out of play down the right field line by Earhart. He's down to the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A strikeout, a ground out to second, reached on an air, walked, scored a run, struck out last night. He played left field last night. He's the DH. Rodriguez is in left, Taylor is in center, and Blaze is in right. And we kind of talked about that inning or so ago about the versatility, and all those guys play center field. Here's the pitch, and it's an overhand breaking ball, and he gets him to swing and miss, and that's a big out as he goes back to the dugout. Now 2 down, and still runners on first and third, and like last night, you're looking for a big 2-out base hit. Got a couple of them last night. And here comes Blaze, and Blaze was one of those guys last night, and it came at the first inning. Drove in Zapatelli, would walk, starts him off with a breaking ball, and he's way out in front of that one. No balls and 1 strike. So Tanner McDougal trying to get out of a jam here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's a 3-1 ball game. Winston-Salem has scored single runs in the first 3. Tribe got one back in the 2nd. And there goes the runner from first, and a fake down, and they got him off third. Here comes the run down. Catcher has it now, will make the play there at home plate. They got him off guard, the fake to second, and he took the pump fake, came roaring down the line, threw it to Kath right back to Appel, and they were able to take out Rodriguez there to end this 3rd inning. So a promising inning with a walk and a base hit, and at first and third with 1 down, got the strikeout, and then got Rodriguez trapped there off third, and that'll do it here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. We're at the top of the 4th. Winston-Salem coming up, and the Dash have a 3-1 lead at their eye here at Fluor Field.
Three-inning totals, Winston-Salem, 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, a drive, a run, 2 hits, and an error. We have our first Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen of the evening. Danny Kerwin's night is done, and the much-anticipated debut of left-hander Eduardo Rivera.
And Dan, I think I do it every time. He's a big guy, 6'7", 235.
Well, I mean, but let's be honest.
Well, I know.
Comparatively speaking.
I know.
Muggsy Bogues might be a big guy.
Yeah, Muggsy might post me low. Yeah, that might happen. But, Spud Webb, one of those guys. Anyway, that's for another time, another story. 6'7", 235, 21. And he'll deliver the first pitch. There's your crafty left-hander, Dan, 95 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. Archie Hernandez, 5, 6, and 7 here in the top half of the fourth inning. Hernandez struck out 81. There's a check swing and it rolls up the first base side. Flees has it. He'll just run and make the play. A good way to start. A couple pitches, get the first out here in the fourth.
Asked Bob Kipper what he could tell us about Eduardo Perez. He says, I have not seen him pitch. He said, you'll see him the first time that I do. Assistant pitching coach and developmental coach Andy Sadowski had seen him a little bit. And so what can you tell us? Well, he may throw hard, he may not. He may throw strikes, he may not.
So we're here to tell you that story.
Yes. The
rest of that story.
The technical analysis is mind-boggling in the booth here.
Here's Gerald Perez. Perez homered his last time up to left field. He takes the first pitch for a ball. And Rivera will work from the stretch, and then he comes back off speed and way out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kind of finished it off on Rivera, 11th round pick in the draft of 2021 by Oakland. Then he signed with Boston on June of 2024, a minor league free agent contract. That was after he got released by Oakland in May. Just off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2024, 1-1, 4.70 in the rookie league. Salem 0-1. Very good, 1.99 ERA, 6 appearances, 4 starts, 22 and a third, 30 strikeouts to 7 walks. And this one is high and off the top of the net. Brannon all the way back, and it goes 3 balls and 1 strike. But when we visited with Liam Carroll talking about what he had been able to do in Puerto Rican Caribbean Series, as he delivers the 3-1, and it's low and inside, and he walks Perez with 1 out. And then he also pitched in Mexico with some of the major league action that they had down there. And in winter ball in Puerto Rico, 2-1 with an ERA of 1.15, 11 appearances, 7 starts, 39 innings, 56 strikeouts, 12 walks, 12.9 strikeout per 9. And was considered one of the best pitchers in that league. This pitch is in the dirt to Wes Kath for ball 1. So we're getting our first look and information on Eduardo Rivera, who comes in back of Danny Kerwin.
Well, you know one of the reasons I like him, right?
He's a big guy, and he's left-handed and throws it 97 miles an hour.
Well, yeah, all of those, yes, but he also wears the pants.
Ah, yes.
As three-quarters of the infield is doing as well.
Calf struck out in 94. Kerwin, who had 5 strikeouts when he was in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And just inside for ball 2.
I'm telling you, Larry Pettis' strike zone has been tight tonight, but it's been consistently tight.
Kath at 6'3", 222 out of Scottsdale. 2nd round of the draft of 2021. 57th overall, but has struggled somewhat offensively. Let it roll and foul ball. Oh, man, it was close, and here comes the argument.
Pat Leland
Man, that was close.
Pat Leland saying that Andy Lugo picked it up on the line in front of the bag. Lugo choosing not to let it roll.
Because I thought that ball was going to hit the bag. Yeah, that's a pretty big call, right? I mean, good job by Kath. I mean, if it's there, take it. He's now
But Tom,
0 for 15.
analytically, that's not what they're taught to do.
Yeah.
But, 150 years worth of baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he got him off speed at 78. So he comes in, throws 97, and we've seen the speed differential. All three of the pitchers that we've seen, and to be able to mix it and move the eye level and different sides of the plate. Nicely done there. 2 down. Yeah, that was one of those balls where what, you're looking for Lenny Randall, right, to see if he can blow it foul.
Yes.
Back in the day.
You and I and a couple of other people got that. But.
Well, there's the right-hand hitting Drake Logan. He reached out of there with a shortstop. Zanatello his first time up, and he fouls it off. And Eduardo Rivera like to get out of this one. Winston Salem here in the top half of the 4th inning. With 2 down now and a runner on first. Scored single runs in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The drive got 1 back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And a big left-hander delivers, and 95 in. Fouled straight back ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Logan a home run, 4 runs batted in. He scored 4. Got on the air, but he was thrown out by Brooks Brannon trying to steal. There's a pick off of Galaney as well in this game. Fouled out of play down the right field line. And you know, Winston-Salem like bounced back from last night with allowing 5 stolen bases, 6 wild pitches. Had some difficulties, and Drive able to take advantage of it. There goes the runner, and no throw. This one was in the dirt and head first slide in there safely. Is Perez. So he's down there with 2 down in scoring position. It's a Winston-Salem team that averages 5.6 runs per game. Hitting .232 coming in, 7 out of 35 last time with a double, a triple, and a home run. Talked a little bit last night. They scored 27 runs in the final 2 games at Rome, and then lost the first 5 at home to Greensboro and scored 14 runs before putting 10 on the board on Sunday for the win, 10-4. And this ball is looped to the shortstop. That shatters, and that's one that can, you know, sometimes you can misread a little bit, but you'll see Zanatello make it. There goes the bat, just split it, and he makes the catch, stride or 2 out on the grass. So good debut for Eduardo Rivera. Gives up the walk, the stolen base, but comes back and gets the final 2. And we head to the bottom of the 4th. Drive coming up. It's a 3-1 ball game. Winston-Salem with the lead here at Fluor Field of the Drive. Well, we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. And the Greenville Drive coming up, trailing Winston-Salem dash 3-1. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Miguel Blaze, Brooks Brannon, Marvin Alcantara. And back out on the hill, 4th inning of work is Tanner McDougal. 51 pitches, 36 of those strikes, and he throws ball 1 to Blaze, who walked and scored back in the 2nd inning. And the next pitch is a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 feet, 170, 21 years of age, out of the Dominican Republic. Miguel Blaze fouls this one back. 15th rated prospect in the Boston Red Sox organization, playing right field again tonight. Signed as an international free agent January 15, 2021. And yes, he was 16 years old. And there is strike 3 called, 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and he knew it. And he will just take a stride, get one more look at it. Boy, a good pitch on the black. Outer edge at the knee. And Tanner McDougal continuing to throw that ball hard as Brooks Brandon will step in. He reached out of air by the shortstop his first time up. Takes a called strike. So you throw 98, 99 on the black to strike at. You come back and you throw a breaking ball at 77, and there's another one. He missed it inside, but I like his approach there after that fastball to Blaze, and then he threw a breaking ball and then followed that one up. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one in the dirt, ball 2. Hear the buzz of the crowd here tonight. And that one will settle in there for a strike. Took a little bit off of that as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McDougal last year for Winston-Salem, 0-8 with an ERA of 6.85. This one is way outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he was also at Kannapolis, which is the low A affiliate, went 0-3, 4.05. So a year ago, 0-11 with an ERA about 6. So he would love to get a win here tonight for his ball club.
Well, he's 0-1 this year.
Yes. So Brandon draws a walk. And here comes the aforementioned Marvin Alcantara, who ran it out to the shortstop his first time up. And he did come in at 462, and that was second in the league. Beginning play today, it is early. And he swings on the first pitch and fouls it out of play. .510, 160, 20 out of Venezuela. Fastball, called strike. Man, throwing that ball hard, no balls and 2 strikes. He signed at age 17, January of 2022, international free agent. Just off the plate at 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you kind of get used, hopefully, some of the new players that come in. And it'll change throughout the course of the year. So McDougal trying to finish this one off, or finish Alcantara off, and Drive trying to get something going after the walk to Brooks Brandon with 1 down after the strikeout of Miguel Blaze. And the count now goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is a lot of room on that right side. We saw him hit the ball several times yesterday that way. And there is a beautiful pitch. And I mean, he was like flinching on that one, probably looking for that 97, 98, and it floats in there at 78 and gets the call strike.
Well, let's see if Andy Lugo has been paying attention, because this time through the order, McDougal has been starting hitters with the breaking ball.
And Lugo will take the first pitch.
Breaking ball in the dirt.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Good call. He grounded out to the third baseman. First time up. Cap at third, Hernandez at short, Perez at second, and Delaney at first. Delaney the DH. Yesterday, back from a year ago. Lugo had a couple doubles last night. Used one here in a 3-1 ball game. They play in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Second and 6 between these two here. They'll play 24 games this year. Swing and a miss on the next pitch. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, they played 18. Winston-Salem won 7 of those. They finished the final series here. There's a breaking ball, locked him up, and settles in there. Boy, I'll tell you what, McDougal has pitched very well here, keeping the drive hitters off stride with a fastball and the off-speed pitch.
Yeah, what's made him so effective has been his ability to locate the breaking ball.
And he'll get set to deliver the 1-2 pitch. And he does, and it's a fastball and fouled out of play down the right field line.
I mean, if you're just throwing it up there and it's spinning, or you have no command over it, you have no idea where it's going, it really doesn't matter. hitters can sit on your fastball, but he has had really good command. He's been able to throw it where he wants it.
And the 1-2 and a high fly ball, foul territory. Kath, the third baseman, is over there by the tarp, and he is able to make that catch for the final out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. No runs, a walk, one left, through 4 complete. It's a 3-1 ball game. Winston Salem lead to the draft. When we come back, Dan Scott with the play-by-play.
Eduardo Rivera for his second inning of relief with the drive down 3-1. We hit the top half of inning number 5 here at Fluor Field. Dan Scott, Tom Van Hoy. Call Bracken Roofing and Gutter today for damage repair, gutter repair and installation, insurance inspections. They do it all. Get your free inspection today. That's Bracken Roofing and Gutter, 864-704-5993. 9-1-2 due up for Winston-Salem against Rivera. Cole McConnell struck out swinging his first time, and he takes a breaking ball from Rivera, strike 1. Danny Kerwin went 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. A walk, 5 strikeouts, hit a batter, 52 pitches, 33 strikes. So here's a line drive back into left. Rodriguez, it'll get over his head. Hits at the base of the wall. He'll pick it up on the track, throw it back to the infield, but McConnell coasts into second base with a leadoff double, his second 2-base hit of the year, and that's how things begin here in the 5th inning for the Dash. All right, Tom, the attendance figure is in.
Oh, man. Well, let me take a look here.
Here is Sam Antonacci. He's flied to left, been hit by a pitch, and scored a run. And he shows bunt, takes it in the dirt, ball 1. Good to have you with us, as always, on MILB TV, on our free audio link at greenvilledrive.com. On Booth Cam, some reason some of you want to watch Tom and I work. And tonight on the Palmetto Sports and Entertainment Network. 1-0. Bunted back toward the mound. Rivera comes and gets it. Only play to first, and he throws out Antonacci. It'll go in the books as a sacrifice. 1-3 on the out. And moving up to third is McConnell.
You know what, Dan? And take a picture of that, because you very seldom ever see a sacrifice. That's the first for Winston-Salem. The drive in the last 2 years have had 2. I think one of them was inadvertent.
Yeah. An accidental sacrifice bunt. Ryan Galaney, fly ball to right, RBI single. Infield will stay back. And he fouls one back to our right.
Oh.
Over near the firm but fair Scott Keeler.
He didn't even move. Wow.
He is unfazed by...
He's a veteran, right?
Projectiles coming at him at high rates of speed.
Quick first step to duck under the...
The 0-1 swing and a miss. Rivera could use a strikeout here. Tom scanning the crowd.
What, I'm struggling tonight, man.
As opposed to...
Oh, well, come on, man.
Now, you had a good opening weekend.
I know.
But, last night you missed it by over 400.
I know. I operate under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, self-inflicted. 0-2 pitch. And a ground ball to third. They'll allow the run to score as Lugo throws out Delaney, but his second run batted in. McConnell scores, and Winston-Salem has a 3-run lead back at 4-1.
Do you think he might come home, Dan?
Well, the ball was hit hard enough, but he was playing back, and they decided just to give up the run to get the out.
How about 3,875?
You know what? You missed it by less than 100. You missed it by 90, as a matter of fact.
All right.
3,785.
Wow. Can I have a parade?
37.85.
Standing O?
Something like that. Here's Caden Connor with 2 down.
Wow.
He shows bunt and takes a strike.
I'm going to stand up and take a bow.
Was it last year or the year before when we started this, one time you got within like 16?
Yeah, I know. Like 16 was it. I'll take sub 100, though.
Yeah. 37.85 in the house tonight.
I'll take a sub, too.
Yes, the 0-1 pitch. Tried to hold up on a breaking ball, and he did, according to field umpire David Sabal. Through the first 4 home games, a drive averaging over 4,600 per night. Perennially at the top of the South Atlantic League. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
So this probably could be it for Rivera, right? 2 innings.
I believe that was the plan. It's his debut, and they lost the game in Asheville, so they've got a number of guys who need to get some work in. Now Rivera stopped. And that's going to cost him a ball to count at 2-2. Break-even pitch. Foul straight back. So I don't know how many different guys we'll see over the last 4 innings of this one. But I know that Liam Carroll and pitching coach Bob Kipper intent on getting some of their bullpen guys some much-needed work. Breaking ball outside, 3-2.
Well, they talk about a couple of innings and a certain number of pitches, and we were talking about Peyton Tolley, and he had 70, and Liam Carroll wanted him to finish, which he did last night.
Payoff pitch is in the dirt, ball 4. Tolley finished with 73. He struck out the side of the 4th inning. Second walk issued by Rivera, and the inning will continue for the cleanup hitter, Jackson Appel, who will turn around to bat right-handed. Appel has tripled to drive in a run. He has also struck out, which means that one of the sections here got the free ice cream cone, so they're trying to upgrade to a cheeseburger. If Rivera can punch him out again, the Burger King K-Man of the night. That pitch is low and in, ball 1. Winston-Salem has scored a run in the inning. They lead it 4-1, and time called is pitching coach Bob Kipper going to come out and chat with his big left-hander. Give me an opportunity to remind you that when the Scott household needed a complete security company, we chose Security Complete. No contracts, no equipment rental, and monitoring you can trust. Check out my guys at Security Complete today. You can find them on Facebook, or you can call 864-546-0360.
Boy, we love talking to Bob Kipper.
Oh,
and
are
we
you
had
kidding?
a couple of minutes to visit with him about Jeremy Wieland, who was electric last night, 97-98 left-hander, and about his maturity and how he's grown, and philosophically how you approach. I mean, we're smart enough to listen to what he has to say.
Kip back to the dugout. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. Yeah, Kipper, 8-9 years in the big leagues, mostly with Pittsburgh, and has been the pitching coach here at Greenville on a couple of occasions, but for a long stretch this time, he and his wife make their home here. So it's a perfect fit for the Red Sox organization. And he is I think, just perfect in this position for helping develop these young pitchers. Ball and 2 strikes to Appel, and that was in the dirt, 2-2.
Well, the perfect example of Brian Bayo when he was here.
Now, Bayo was here in 2019, 18 or 19 years old, and struggling with his maturity. It was a pop-up foul. Feliz off of first makes the play, and the inning is over. There were some times that Kip told us that Bayo would crying on the bench when things weren't going his way. COVID hit, didn't play in 2020, came back in 2021, and he was a completely different young man. Was here for a month and then started skyrocketing up the organizational ladder and has ended up in Boston. They get a run on a hit, strand a runner. And we're halfway through this Wednesday night encounter with the Drive trailing it now 4-1. Albert Feliz, the number 9 hitter, to lead it off for the Drive, who trail it 4-1 as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Feliz, Rodriguez, and Zanatello against Tanner McDougal back out there for the 5th inning. And the first pitch to Feliz is a breaking ball that misses inside. Feliz struck out swinging his first time up. Now 1 for 9 with 7 strikeouts on the season. And that pitch just off the plate outside, 2-0. McDougal would have to finish this inning to qualify for a win. That was his 73rd pitch. Number 74 is a breaking ball for a strike. 2-1. And a ground ball left side, laying back. Cat, the third baseman, his throw a little high, but stepping back to make the play is Ryan Delaney. And there's one down. Drive have been checked on just 2 hits so far tonight. McDougal's walk 3 has struck out 7. There's Yofuri Rodriguez, one of those walks. He's 0 for 1, and he takes it inside a ball. A lot of room for him out in right center field. And he lifts it in the air to center, but routine out there for Logan. And they're 2 away. Now here is Nazan Zanatello. He is 0 for 6 so far in the series and has struck out 6 times. And he takes a breaking ball, strike 1. Fastball off the plate, a ball and a strike. Nellie Taylor, who has both drive hits, in fact, waiting on deck. A 1-1. Misses outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hey, if you'd like to interact with us, a couple of ways you can do so. You can email the booth, drivebooth@yahoo.com. Drivebooth@yahoo.com. Strike two called. Or if X, formerly known as Twitter, is your thing, my handle's Dan Scott Show. You can interact with us there. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt outside, 3-2. Let us know where you are catching the game from. We'll play our long-distance fan of the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Zanatello. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, drive down 4-1. And he fouls that one out of play right side. Again, the 3-2 pitch, and he walked it. So, Zanatello, who has struck out 6 times in the first 2 games, has walked for the second time. And that is going to be it for Tanner McDougal. As Pat Leland on his way out to the mound, and McDougal will miss by 1 hitter of qualifying for a win. That will get him out of here with 84 pitches in the game. We've got an Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen. And we'll tell you about the new Winston-Salem pitcher when we come back. Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen for Winston-Salem here in the 5th inning. It is right-hander Cleet Hartzog.
6'1", 183. He is 23 years of age, out of Lynn Haven, Florida. Free agent 2024 out of Troy. 4th appearance, all in relief. No record yet. ERA pretty good, 3.38. 2 2/3 innings. That's it. 1 run earned, 2 hits, 4 K, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. And the opposition hitting a minuscule 182. He'll come in back of Tanner McDougal. As Dan said, 83 pitches or so. And boy, you know that they wanted to get him to that next level, but get him a win, but need to finish it off here.
84 pitches, 50 strikes for McDougal. And now here's Nelly Taylor against Hartzog. He has drives, 2 hits, a double in the first, a single in the third. Drive down by 3 here in the 5th inning, and Taylor checks his swing on a breaking ball, and it's strike 1. I say hello to my wife, Angela. I know we've got 1 person watching on Palmetto Sports and Entertainment Network tonight. Hartzog with the 0-1, and Taylor takes it low. Now, she catches me gone, Tom, and she had to drive over to our youngest daughter's house to check on the newborn. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, a changeup, had him spinning. A ball and 2 strikes. Eden Grace is 4 days old, and she's already ordering people around. Funny how that works.
Yes, indeed.
1-2. Short lead at first by Zanatello. He's running. The pitch is in the air to left. Crowd overreacting. Shallow fly ball, and there's Caden Connor. And the inning is over. So Hartzog comes on. He gets the final out of the inning. Drive, strand a runner. We are through 5. It is 4-1 Winston-Salem. As we move on to the 6th inning, it's the Drive's turn to make another Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen. Eduardo Rivera done after 2 innings. A hit, a run earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And on in his place, right-hander Darvin Garcia.
6'3", 170, 25 years of age. He'll be 26 on the 25th of this month. Out of the Dominican Republic. Minor League Rule 5 draft selection 2024. Second round by Pittsburgh. And Greensboro Grasshoppers he spent some time with. Second appearance, inning in the 3rd. No runs allowed and no ERA yet.
First pitch to Hernandez, a bouncing ball deep to short, and Zanatello unleashes that howitzer and throws him out. One shortstop retiring, another 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, he pitched last Tuesday at Asheville, back of Tolley and Rogers. 1 1/3, no runs, no hits, 2 Ks, 16 pitches, and 10 of those were strikes in his debut. He had 1 hit by pitch in that game.
Jarrell Perez, a solo homer and a walk in 2 times up. First pitch from Garcia, a ball. And now the 1-0. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Outfield straightaway, the second baseman Alcantara shading him almost to the bag and deep. The 2-0. There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Winston Salem single runs in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. The Drive's lone run, an unearned run, bottom of the 2nd. Bounces up there, 3-1. Come on, ball 3 out there on the board. The light, it wants to go, it doesn't. It wants to go, it doesn't. Right now, not so much. Max Potter's out there. There you go. Maybe he kicked it.
So is this like Fenway? There's some rodents out there or anything?
I don't know.
I never have been back out
We'll
there.
have to ask Max. He is running the manual part of the Green Monster tonight. Ground ball to 3rd, backhanded by Lugo. Winds up and lets it fly, and there are 2 down. Okay. Zanatello and Lugo showing off their arms on the left side of the infield here in the top of the 6th inning. Now here's Wes Kath, up twice, a pair of strikeouts swinging. Of course, if you don't know what Tom is referring to, the iconic shot of Carlton Fisk hitting that game-winning home run off Pat Darcy in the 12th inning of the 1975 World Series that sent the series to a 7th game. The one where he hits it, it's going down the line, and he's going up the first base line, waving the ball fair, and hit the foul pole. It's a great story about how they got that shot. There's a line drive, big hop, and into right field for a base hit. Albert Feliz moving to his backhand side, and lucky he didn't have his head taken off on that one. That ball was scorched. And that's a 2-out base hit. But they decided to put a camera in the Green Monster in Fenway in the 1975 World Series. And the story goes that in the 12th inning, whoever's running the camera had it focused on Fisk at the plate. Here's Garcia's first pitch to Drake Logan, and it's ball 1. And according to legend, the biggest rat that the cameraman had ever seen basically got into a stare-down contest with him. He was afraid to move the camera. There's a strike called, 1-1.
I'd be afraid to move.
And because he was afraid to move the camera, it stayed focused on Fisk, and that's how they got that iconic shot.
Wow.
Of course, a lot of people believe that the Red Sox won the World Series on that, but I'm here to tell you they did not. Ground ball base hit into center field off a breaking ball. Taylor gets it back. to the infield, but back-to-back two-out hits extends the inning, and Cole McConnell will step in. The Reds won 4-3 in Game 7 in Fenway to take the World Series. Sox had a 50th anniversary of their 75 World Series team at Fenway last week, I believe. You know, one of the iconic Red Sox who did not play in that series because he was injured, a rookie that year, Jim Rice, is from just down the road in Anderson, South Carolina. Here's Cole McConnell, doubled and scored his last time up 1-for-2. Garcia finds himself in some one-out or two-out difficulty, delivers a strike on the outside corner. He was known during his high school career as Jim Ed Rice. Swing and a miss. Now, you think about iconic left fielders from, I think it was 1939 until Rice retired in the late 80s. There's a balk called on Garcia, and that is going to move both runners up. So the plot thickens here in the 6th inning. But from 1939 until Rice retired, 89 maybe, they had three regular left fielders: Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, and Jim Rice. Swing and a foul, just getting a piece of it, is Cole McConnell. That's a pretty good stretch of...
Yes, it is.
Now, of course, you know, Williams missed, 4+ years of his career for World War II and the Korean War, but still, you think about those three guys manning that one position for the better part of 50 years. Ball and 2 strikes to McConnell. That was a heck of an outfield that the Red Sox ran out there starting in 75. Rice in left, Fred Lynn in center, Dwight Evans in right. 1-2 pitch, outside, 2-2, and they would be together for a long time. Two and two, 2 on, 2 out. Deuces wild for Darvin Garcia here in the 6th inning. Trying to keep the deficit where it is at 4-1. Break-even pitch. And it's lined down the left field line, but it's going to twist foul. And look out, almost took out a young man on the hillside who wasn't paying attention. Fortunately, looked like he hit the ground at his feet and then touched off the scrum.
And you know, the kids are laughing and the parents are, oh, no. I don't want that dentist appointment tomorrow.
Garcia, long look in, and again, the 2-2 pitch to Cole McConnell. And check swing, did he go? He did. Strike 3, and the inning is over. So Garcia made it interesting, but gets out of the inning unscathed. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Drive still trailing it, 4-1. Along with Tom Van Hoy, I'm Dan Scott. Bottom of the 6th inning. Drive coming to bat. Trailing by a score of 4-1. You know, every fan's dream is to make the Hall of Fame, and now you can. The Hall of Fame Sports Grill, 531 Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Live sports trivia and fantastic food. Find out more at halloffamesportsgrill.com. Clint Hartzog came on to get the final out of the 5th inning for the Dash. He will face 4, 5, and 6, Earhart, Blaise, and Brannon. And Zach Earhart takes it outside a ball. He has been up twice. Both times he has gone down swinging. The 1-0. Check swing, and he went too far on a pitch down, 1-1. Have you checked, is Zach's brother Drew still in the organization?
I haven't checked that recently, but
he was
I'll check that.
Basically a third-string catcher here last year. Zach pops it up on the infield, slams the bat down, and the third baseman, Kath, comes in behind the mound, calls off the pitcher, Hartzog, and puts it away.
I mean, that's to me still one of the amazing things. The pitchers are athletes. And I got it, and no you don't, get out of here.
Well, one of the reasons you have better angles coming at it from an infielder, but the other reason is if Hartzog's going to make that play, he's got to back down the backward slope of the mound.
True.
Here's Miguel Blaise, and he waves at a breaking ball. But Drew Earhart was here last year as a backup catcher, but he was also the emergency position player pitcher. And we saw him pitch on back-to-back nights and extra innings here and take losses both nights. Ground ball sharply hit to short. Hernandez to his left, fields and throws. Blaise is retired, 2 down. And now Brooks Brannon, who has grounded to short and walked it 2 times up.
Well, they've got him listed active in Portland.
Okay. Well, good for him. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Game 3, 6:45 here tomorrow night. We will, as always, begin our pregame at 6:30. 2 balls and no strikes. It's been fun getting to know Liam Carroll, the first-year manager. Very interesting guy. British, number 1. Fly ball, right center field. Logan drifting that way, waiting on it, and the inning is over. Was with Great Britain baseball for a number of years before coming into the Red Sox organization. He managed Low A Salem the previous 2 years, and Iggy Suarez moved up. He got the call to come here to Greenville for the 2025 season. Drive go in order, and we are through 6. It's still 4-1 Winston-Salem. Grounds crew doing its after 6-inning refurb of the infield. 6-inning totals, Winston-Salem 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. They have stranded 5. The Drive a run, 2 hits, an error, and have also left 5. Darvin Garcia, his second inning of relief. He'll get the top of the Winston-Salem order, and here to call the 7th, Tom Van Holen.
Yeah, did a nice job. Got a pair of groundouts to begin things and gave up back-to-back base hits to Kath and Logan, then got the strikeout. McConnell, so that means back to the top of the order here, like we were in the first, with Sam Antonacci at the plate, left-hand hitter. Takes the first pitch up high for ball 1, then Ryan Galani and Caden Connor. 1, 2, 3 for Winston-Salem. They lead it 4-1. Antonacci flied to left, hit by pitch, scored a run in the third. Then it's a ground ball to Hopper. Leads it first, flip it over to Garvin. Well done, out number 1. We give way for Ryan Galani now. Galani had a ground ball to the third baseman last time up, got the run batted in. Also had an RBI single back in the third inning as well. Has picked off second and a fly ball to right in his 3 at-bats. So having a good night now with 12 runs batted in, leads the team in that category. And right-hand hitter. First pitch breaking ball. Good pitch there for a called strike. Delaney's 6'2", 215. He's 24 out of Mason, Ohio. Fine career, 4 years at Wofford. 151 games, started 127. Hit .339 with 34 home runs, and all those came in his last 2 years. And drove in 125 in the last 2 years. Has really good teams. Wofford Terriers, and second pitch in there as well. He's down to the count of balls and 2 strikes from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball just off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talking about Dick Garcia, minor league Rule 5 draft in Pittsburgh, December of 2024. They've been with the Greensboro Grasshoppers in 2024 for a while. 1-2 pitch, and inside, fouled straight back over by the Dash dugout. Do it all over again. 2-2 at Greensboro in 2024, ERA 4.50. All in relief, 31 appearances, had 2 saves. Gets set to deliver the 1-2 pitch, way outside and past the catcher, Brannon, and rattling around. The bat boy comes out to pick it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good look from the center field camera there. Darwin back of Eduardo Rivera, pitched a pair of innings in his debut with the Drive this year, and Danny Kerwin, 3 began things for the Drive. And the 2-2 pitch is a little dribbler up the first base side and foul ground over by the Drive dugout. Garcia, 95-97 fastball with good sink. Like many, still working on that command and control. And the pitch, a high one hopper to the third baseman, and the long throw across accurately there. And gets the hard charging Delaney at first for out number 2. A nice play there by Lugo. This is his first game at third. He's played 6 at first and 1 in left field. And you get one more look at it there. Here's Caden Connor. We talked a little bit at the outset about Justin Reamer. Hit fastball 93 and off the helmet in the second inning, hit by pitch yesterday. First pitch is inside and everything was okay, and then he made a tremendous diving, rolling stop on a ball that was smoked, and he landed on his shoulder and hurt the shoulder, so he's on the IL right now. Lugo moves over to third.
You know, it's funny, you get hit in the head by a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's a play that he's probably made 100 times that injures him. You know,
yeah,
diving and rolling, he just landed wrong on the shoulder.
Yeah. Well, and Liam Carroll telling us about the procedures as you ask him. Here's the 2-0 inside for ball 3. Like you're obviously very concerned about the safety of all the players, and you ask him a question about what are the protocols and process.
Yeah, you're standing up there, and you're not just going to let him run down to first base. You're going to talk to him and see if he shows any signs of a possible concussion, and there's some protocol they go through to do that.
3-0 pitch is inside for ball 4, and Yeah, when he started talking, he goes, well, I asked from 103, 100 back, just subtract 3 and the months of the year backwards. And you and I are both sitting there looking at it. I'm going, December, November,
right.
October, 97, 94. Visit to the mound coming up now. Bob Kipper headed that way after the 2-out walk here. But, there's a little bit of pressure trying to figure out what the months were backwards. You need to keep it where it is right now. It's a 4-1 ball game. We play top half of the 7th inning. Winston's able to run in the first, second, third, and the 5th. The drive home run came in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Blake would eventually score. He had walked and trying to keep it right where it is. Very little offense being generated by the drive tonight. Just the 2 base hits for Greenville so far.
One thing I love about people who listen to our games, we were talking about Drew Earhart, right?
Yeah.
Well, got an email that I just lost, so I'm going to have to find it again. Hang on. I don't know how that happened.
It's out in the ether somewhere.
Yeah, and accidentally killed it. But Kelly O'Connor, who is a photographer and does some work for SoxProspects.com, says not only is Earhart still with Portland, but he was doing a little umpiring alongside Ronald Rosario and Diego Valoria in his spare time in Fort Myers. She sent us a photo of him doing some umpiring down there.
Here's Jackson Appel takes the first pitch outside. Well, when he was here, and Iggy Suarez said, great baseball instinct, great knowledge, and thought maybe at some point he might get into the coaching ranks, but you know what? Like, make yourself versatile.
Well, he's still playing right now, but...
Yeah. Well, Rosario's a catcher,
So she goes on to say she's hoping to visit Greenville with the camera gear this summer on behalf of Sox Prospects. We'll see if I get lucky enough to be there on a Todaro pizza night, or if I'll just have to go get a slice at the source. Kelly, either way, it's a win-win situation.
There is the runner that goes. It rolls away from Brandon, easily on down to second base, and way outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Appreciate that email.
The update. I was just looking at the Portland Sea Dogs roster there a moment ago. And Ryan Abraham's in town, and farm director. I'm sure the moniker is a little bit more important than that, but
yes.
Very important in the organization.
Runs the minor leagues.
Like that. I always like to see him, but man, it has been cold in Worcester and in Portland. There's a called strike.
Well, they got snowed out. Worcester did in Rochester last night.
Man, and it's like, and then there was a cold out when it was 15, so they said everybody in the Boston organization really loves come down here. They're all here at a certain point in time, I don't blame them. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Garcia trying to get out of this one, and he does. Swing and a miss, 92. So good job. Last inning, had a couple of runners on and finished it with a K. In this particular situation, had a 2-out walk, stolen base, on down to second on one that got away, and gets the K to end it.
Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Before we go, Angela wasn't paying attention the first time. She was doing something else. She's watching now. So hello to my lovely wife, Angela, who her recovery is going well.
Well, good. Glad to hear that. We'll take a break, come back, do pitcher, Atlanta Red Company call to the bullpen coming your way. We'll tell you who it is in the bottom of the 7th. See if the Drive can get something going. They trail Winston Salem 4-1.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Atlanta Bread Company called to the bullpen for Winston Salem, third pitcher of the night. Another right-hander, Mark McLaughlin.
6'3", 205 out of Atlanta. 24 years of age. 7th-round pick in the draft of 2022 at the University of Tennessee. Naval. 0-1 ERA, 6.75. Fourth game, all in relief. A total of 2 2/3. 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 hits, 3 KO walk. Opposition 333. And he delivers the first pitch to Marvin Alcantara. And it's swing and a miss for strike 1. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9 at the bottom half of the 7th inning. Drive down. Needs some offensive, I was going to say explosion, needs some offense generated. Get themselves back into the game. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike now. Ground out and a strikeout. Backs him off the plate with a breaking ball. As Mark McLaughlin is taken over back in Fleet Harzog and Tanner McDougal. McDougal was really good tonight. 2-1 pitch, line drive, center field. That's a base hit. That's the way to get things started here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
And just the 3rd hit for the drive and the first from somebody not named Nellie Taylor.
You know, we talked about, you get one more look at it, right back up the middle. 4 for 4, walk, and ended up, 462 coming in, up 98 points. Here's Andy Lugo, who had a pair of doubles last night, a ground out to third and a pop out and foul ground to third. You know, you think that'd probably be pretty good in the organization for the player of the day yesterday, but Vaughn Grissom had a pretty good night as well. 4 for 6, 3 doubles, 4 RBIs, scored 2. Here's a little dribbler, and it's taken by McLaughlin. He's going to take it himself, and he'll beat the sprinting Lugo as Alcantara heads on down to second base. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. But at the big league level, out at Bregman. Bregman had 5 for 5, 2 home runs. 4 runs batted in as well. So even though Alcantara had an outstanding night, some others in the organization as well. Well, here's Albert Feliz. He struck out first time up, ground out to the third baseman gap. Last time up, 9th place hitter, playing first base tonight. To turn it back around for Yeferi Rodriguez here as we play in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And the pitch by McLaughlin is in there for a strike. Drive have not had many opportunities. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position and left 5. Take a look at second. Plenty of room again. As per usual, the right-hand hitter on that first base side is Perez, the second baseman, trying to keep him close at the back. Drive last night, 5 out of 18 after going 179 at Asheville with runners in scoring position. There's a ground ball. Shortstop has it on the grass, will fire across, and he got him. Boy, that is a nice play by Hernandez. He's going to his right, and his foot is on the grass, and no opportunity there to come up and take that crow hop. One more look at it there, sprinting hard down the line.
Yeah, Feliz just couldn't unhitch the wheelbarrow, and an easy, relatively easy play.
So here's Rodriguez now, and he hits one high, deep into right center field. That ball is going to be bouncing off the wall. 1 run will score. He turns second. He's headed to third. Here comes the throw. He's in there with an RBI triple. Hit the drive within 4-2 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
I tell you what, I want to see that replay again because Drake Logan almost ran that ball down.
Yeah, he had a long, long way to go.
Look at how close he came to catching that ball.
Well, and I'll tell you, the other part about that is McConnell, the right fielder, wasn't stationary over there watching, or that might end up being an inside-the-park home run. So well done by McConnell there as Logan almost ran it down. And get the run on the board, and is on Zanatello now with a runner on third, 2 down. And the drive within 2 at 4-2 here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And remember, Logan's out in center field. Strike called. He's played one out there, 6 and right, because Zavala got ejected last night and not playing tonight. Two strikeouts and a walk for.
Well, this
Catatello.
This is not college. He's eligible to play tonight. Just not in the lineup.
Not in the lineup.
Yeah.
That was late in that game. So McLaughlin trying to get out of this jam. Big swing and a miss, 94 up, and that'll do it. But nonetheless, Drive able to get one. The base hit by Alcantara, then the triple and an RBI by Rodriguez, and the Drive get on the board with one to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We head to the top of the 8th. Winston Salem with a 4-2 lead of the Drive. Dan Scott back to take you the rest of the way here from Fluor Field when we all return here in just a moment.
We go to the 8th. The Drive have drawn a run closer at 4-2 and now make the Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen. It is right-hander Cooper Adams.
6'3", 205, 24, Potomac, Maryland. Undrafted free agent, February 2024, out of Mount St. Mary's University. 3 years also at UMBC. No record yet. 1 appearance, 2 in the 3rd innings. ERA 7.71, gave up 3 runs.
Arxie Hernandez, first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the right, out of play.
Yeah, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Opposition hitting 300. That came in game 2 at Asheville on Wednesday, back of Kerwin. That was the 5-4 win by the Drive.
Fouls that one off the fist, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez was 3 for 28 on the season coming into the series. Last night went 3 for 4 with a double and a triple. Tonight 0 for 3. Strikeout, a ground ball to first, and it's bounced out to short. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball down and away. We saw Cooper Adams here a year ago, and quite often he was in one of those piggyback situations where he might start a game and then the next time be slated to come out of the bullpen following the starter.
Yeah, 2.5 ERA, about 526 appearances, and she said, Dan, 6 starts, 1 save, 79 2/3, 59 K, 37 walks, allowed 10 home runs.
His job is to hold him here and see if the Drive can continue to try and scratch their way back, trailing at 4-2 in the top of the 8th. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Break-even pitch, and it's ball 3, so he's ahead 0-2. And now Cooper Adams finds himself about to throw a payoff pitch to Arxie Hernandez leading off, then Jarrell Perez and Wes Kath. 5, 6, and 7 for Winston-Salem. 3-2, and he pops it up foul. Off of first, Feliz over and makes the play at the dugout opening and ends up down on the top step.
Tell you, good job by David Sabal, too, the umpire. You may see him come into the screen there. That's a really good catch, his man.
The second baseman,
teammates didn't do a really
Yeah,
good job
and
of being there to
gonna
catch
say-
him in case he fell.
And normally, if that's on the visiting, they're scattering. But yeah, I know somebody might be there catching.
Here's Perez, 1 for 2, a solo homer in the second inning, a walk and a ground ball to third. First pitch of ball, the 1-0, popped up. Right side, Feliz or Alcantara. Feliz again, this time in fair territory, deep behind the bag, 2 down. So the Adams to Feliz connection has retired the first 2 dash hitters, and now here's Wes Kath, a pair of strikeouts and a single in 2 times. That base hit, by the way, his first of the year. He's now 1 for 17. And if you're interested, that is 059, which I guess is better than 3 zeros in that category. Pitch outside a ball. Setting the 1-0 and a breaking ball for a strike. 1-1. Adams trying to set him down in order, which has not been done by a drive pitcher this evening. Swing and a miss. There have been 3 innings, each of the last 2, in fact, by Darvin Garcia, where the first 2 hitters have been retired. Adams a strike away from turning the trick here in the top of the 8th inning with his team down 4-2. The 1-2 pitch and a breaking ball just got a piece of it. Holding at 1-2. Big right-hander sets, delivers, and it's high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drake Logan, the number 8 hitter and center fielder for Winston-Salem, on deck. Adams ready with the 2-2. And it's grounded on 2 hops to Alcantara at second. Throws on to Feliz in a quick and easy inning. Out of the bullpen for Cooper Adams. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The drive down by a score of 4-2. We'll return to Fluor Field in just a moment. Montgomery Inn Ribs and Sauce, Skyline Chili, Grater's Ice Cream, and so much more. If it's a taste of Cincinnati you're craving, get it shipped directly to your front door by going to CincyFavorites.com. Bottom of the 8th inning. Dan Scott, Tom Van Hoy. Cast of thousands here at Fluor Field. The drive trailing 4-2.
So, you get anniversary today?
Pardon?
Anniversary today?
Yes. My Facebook memories reminded me. I had to text my good friend Bob Mahoney. 14 years ago today, it's become somewhat legendary, and Clemson baseball broadcasting circles. Breaking ball to Nellie Taylor, leading it off, a strike. I had a series back in 2011 when I was doing Clemson baseball on the radio in Boston. Line drive, left field, but caught by Caden Connor moving into the gap. Got a great read and a better jump to take one away from Taylor, 1 out. On Friday, and you have to remember, Commander Shea Stadium was right outside Boston College's football stadium, and we did the broadcast from the ramp leading to the parking deck. And it was about 35 degrees and windy, and we were on a level plateau of the ramp, and it was like a wind tunnel. And just wind gushing down, froze to death, and there was this kid for Boston College at a table behind the backstop at home plate on their student radio doing the game in short sleeves. No balls and 2 strikes to Earhart, and he takes it low. So we did that game, went to Fenway that night, absolutely froze to death at Fenway, watched a game from the right field stands there. 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled into the screen right side. And because of bad weather predicted on Sunday, they were going to play a doubleheader on Saturday. Well, I had determined that I was not going to freeze to death for 6 hours of baseball. Pitch is low. And someone from Boston College was able to commandeer a Ford Expedition. We pulled it up in the garage where we could see the field. Ran a power cord and a phone line back then from wherever we needed to do it inside the Expedition, and Bob Mahoney and I called a doubleheader from the front seat of a Ford Expedition in a parking garage overlooking Commander Shea Stadium in Boston.
It doesn't get any better where we are here at Ford Field.
2-2 pitch, strike 3 swinging, fastball on the hands, tied him up. BC has a new facility, which they needed because during football season they parked cars in the outfield, like Commander Shea Stadium back then. Two outs. Here's Miguel Blaise, who has walked and scored, struck out and grounded to short. And he lines one foul and out of play down the right field line. Drive down 4-2 as we play here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Drive won the first game of the series last night, 9-3. Winston-Salem trying to even it up at a game apiece. Blaise takes it in the dirt. The funny thing was, we were getting ready to throw the first pitch of that game, and I hear the back door open, and Sports Information Director Brian Hennessy jumped into the back seat, and that's where he did his job. Pop foul out of play.
Well, if you get into broadcasting, you get yourself into certain situations. What we learned a long time ago is
nobody cares.
The people that are listening, watching, they want to see and hear the game.
That's right. They don't care what you have to go through as long as...
We built a tent one time.
Yes, we did. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, foul outside of third. So Blaise will see at least one more pitch with Brooks Brannon on deck. Drive have been out, hit 6-4. They trail at 4-2 here with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. That just goes back to, one of my favorite lines from Jim Bouton's Ball 4. Lazy fly ball to right. McConnell loping in to put it away, and the inning is over. Drive go in order. As Bouton said, the world doesn't want to hear about the labor pains and only wants to see the baby. And as you know, as long as we protect the equipment and get the commercials on, that's the most important thing, right? 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 9th, and the Drive trailing it 4-2. State Farm agent Ed Patterson is standing by to help you with great service and surprisingly great rates. Visit him today at Cherrydale Plaza in Greenville. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Cooper Adams' second inning of relief. His job again, hold him and see if the Drive can have a big finish in the bottom of the ninth inning. Adams retired the dash in order in the eighth. He will get 8, 9, and 1. Logan McConnell and Antonacci here in the ninth inning. Drake Logan 1 for 3, singled his last time up. And the first pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. 3,785 in the house tonight, 47-27 last night. And those who have hung around hoping to see a Drive comeback in the bottom of the ninth inning. You know, I ran all these numbers, Tom. I need to go back and look at some other numbers over the last few years as well. Numbers trailing after the sixth inning and after the eighth inning, which really for most teams is not good. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Drake Logan. 3 pitches, and see you later. 1 out. First strikeout for Adams. Drive so far this season, 0-5 when they trail after 8 innings, and that includes the 8-inning extra inning loss at Asheville. Here's Cole McConnell, has doubled and scored, sandwiched in between a pair of swinging strikeouts. And the off-speed pitch misses, low and away, ball 1. In the Drive ninth, Greenville will have 6, 7, and 8. Brandon Alcantara and Lugo. Right now, trailing it by 2, 4-2. Adams misses outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Unless something has changed, the last time I looked, the weather is supposed to be good all the way through Sunday. So plenty of chances for you to come and see the Drive here in the early season. 3-0, pitch just missed off the plate outside. Get your tickets online at greenvilledrive.com. Or you can walk up to the box office on game day if you so choose. Adams with the 3-0, and there's a strike. 3-1. Winston-Salem single runs in the first, second, third, and fifth. The Drive, an unearned run in the second. And the RBI triple by Rodriguez in the seventh. And that's it. Foul back by McConnell. And Adams has come back to run the count full at 3-2. Trying to come all the way back against the dash number 9 hitter. The payoff, and just missed the outside corner. Brooks Brandon held it there to give Larry Pettis a good long look at it, but didn't get the call. First base runner allowed by Adams. 5th walk by Drive pitching tonight. And now back to the top of the order for Sam Antonacci. 0 for 3, he was hit by 0 for 2 rather, hit by a pitch and scored a run, has a sacrifice bunt. Swings and misses at the pitch upstairs. The hit by pitch in the second inning extended his streak of reaching base safely to 9 consecutive games. Or to 10 games rather, it was 9 coming in. Runner goes, he got a running start on Adams and no chance for Brandon. Strike called. Adams paying no attention to McConnell, and tell you what, that is a big insurance run for Winston-Salem out at second base right now. No balls and 2 strikes on Antonacci with Ryan Galaney on deck. Big right-hander with the pause and the pitch, and he missed outside. You know, you look at the 4 runs that Winston-Salem has on the board. 2 of them reached. 1 via base on balls, 1 via hit by pitch. And the walk came in the first inning after the first 2 had been retired. 1-2 pitch. And he takes a big cut and fouls it straight back on a breaking ball. Connor walked, stole second, and then Jackson Appel tripled off the green monster and left. In the third inning, and all this was off the starter Danny Kerwin, Antonacci was hit by a pitch leading off, stole second, and scored on a base hit by Delaney. Bluff back to second. Delaney was then promptly picked off by Kerwin. But those free base runners can come back to haunt you. Runner goes to third, pitch is taken outside, and again, no throw by Brandon. Although that time, I think if he lets it fly, he's got a shot.
Yeah, that's 6 out of 7 stolen bases. They came in as a team, 8 out of 10 on the year.
Infield will come in now with the runner at third, a 2-2 count on Antonacci. Break-even pitch, and a breaking ball down and in, ball 3. So again, Winston-Salem with a big insurance run 90 feet away, and Adams trying to walk the tightrope here in the top of the 9th. Foul out of play left side. Holding at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Adams again sets and delivers, and another foul on the changeup. So Adams throwing strikes. Antonacci fouling him off. Again, the 3-2, and strike 3 called on the outside corner. Antonacci took his helmet off, banged his thigh with it as he has a parting word for Larry Pettis. He thought it was outside. But that's a big out. Here's Delaney, who's driven in 2 of their 4 runs. And he's going to drive in 3 of them. A line drive, base hit into right center field. His second hit of the night, scoring from third, is McConnell, and they've got the 3-run lead back. And the old 9-12 is right on time.
What good job by Delaney. Outer part of the plate. Hit it where it was pitched. He's a good player.
Caden Connor has walked 3 times and scored. He has struck out swinging once. And they've got him picked off. Throw to first. Feliz running to second. Throws to the shortstop, Zanatello. Bluffs. He'll toss it to Adams. And Adams will put the tag on him as he falls backwards. So Delaney picked off for the second time tonight. That goes 1-3 to 6-1. And the inning is over. But that's a big insurance run. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Drive need 3 to tie, 4 to win, trailing at 5-2. We'll be back in just a moment. Top of the ninth inning, or bottom of the ninth rather, Drive need 3 to tie and 4 to win. They'll be hitting off of the 4th pitcher of the night for Winston-Salem. Atlanta Bread Company call to the bullpen brings on right-hander Carson Jacobs.
Yep, he's a big guy, 6'9", 215, and 23 years of age, out of Hayes, Kansas. How about that? Free agent in 2023. 0-1 ERA, 2.08, good. 4th appearance, all in relief, 4 1/3 innings, 1 run earned, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Opposition hitting .313. Try to finish this one off.
So how many games have you done in Hayes, Kansas?
Oh my goodness, too many. 20, 25, football, basketball, you name it. Fort Hays State.
First batter he faces is Brooks Brannon, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He'll be followed by Alcantara and Lugo. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Right now, Hartzog in line for the win. First reliever, 1 1/3 scoreless innings. 2 balls and a strike. Would be his first decision of the year. And Kerwin, the starter, his first decision would be a loser. 3 balls and a strike. And if Jacobs can finish it off, it would be his first save. He has blown a save already this season. 3-1 pitch. Line drive down the left field line. That is off the wall. Brannon going to try to hustle for 2. Here comes the throw, and he is out from here to there. Scorched it off the wall, right down the line. Played well by Caden Connor. And, you know, aggressiveness is one thing, but you have to play to the scoreboard in that situation. He's got to hold up there.
Yeah.
You need base runners.
Now, well done out there by Caden Connor. I mean, he wasn't going to get it, played it off the wall, and got it to Perez, who was able to make the tag.
7-4 on the out. Here's Alcantara, who is 1 for 3. 5 for 7 in the series. Takes ball 1. And he takes ball 2 up. It's just the 5th hit of the night for the Drive. Ball 3 almost hit him. And now timeout as the catcher, Jackson Appel, will go out to the mound. So 3 balls and no strikes. Andy Lugo on deck, and then Albert Feliz, should we get that far. Back to the top of the order for Yoferi Rodriguez. 3-0 pitch. It's on the outside corner, a strike. Carson Jacobs delivers the 3-1, and it's lined into center field, a base hit. And how much bigger does that base running mistake by Brannon become now if he plays it safe down 3? All of a sudden the tying run would be at the plate in the person of Andy Lugo. Instead, Lugo bats with 1 on and 1 out, and timeout call as pitching coach Blake Hickman makes a slow walk out to the mound.
And we talk about Jacobs, free agent 2023 out of North Dakota State.
I would imagine that if you can play baseball at North Dakota State, you can probably play it anywhere.
I'm assuming that at some point they practice inside the Fargo Dome.
Well, you'd think. All right, here's Lugo. And Jacobs with the first pitch and a swing and a miss. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Albert Feliz waiting on deck. The 0-1, swing and a miss again, and Lugo down. No balls and 2 strikes. You want to at least give yourself a chance. Get somebody else on and bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. Down 5-2. 1 on, 1 out. Jacobs with the long pause and the 0-2. Check swing and a pitch down and away. Did he go? Oh, he did, says field umpire David Sabal. Lugo flipped the bat up, let it hit the ground, and Larry Pettis said, pick it up or you're out of here. And Lugo does. 2 down.
Got to look at it there. Depends on what color glasses you have on.
First strikeout for Jacobs. Now it's up to Feliz to keep things going. Runner at first goes. They're just letting him go. Defensive indifference. And the pitch is high, ball 1. Yofiri Rodriguez waiting on deck. Drive down 5-2 and down to their final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Feliz trying to hit a 3-run homer with only 1 runner on base. 1-1. Same thing. About to come out of his helmet, and the drive down to their final strike. Jacobs with the set, and the 1-2 pitch, and that's the ball game. Strike 3 swinging. Chased a pitch off the plate outside, and Winston Salem has evened the series at a game apiece with a 5-2 victory over the Drive here at Fluor Field this evening. Stay tuned. We will come back and run you through the numbers and wrap it up right after this. Well, the Drive and the Dash find themselves even at a game apiece after Winston-Salem takes a 5-2 victory here tonight at Fluor Field. Dan Scott and Tom Van Hoy with you. Quick post-game wrap. Fell behind 2-0, 3-1, and really never got a whole lot going offensively.
Yeah, just the 6 hits on the night, and Winston-Salem got a run of the first, walk the stolen base with 2 down, then the RBI triple by Appel. Got the home run from Gerald Perez in the second. RBI base hit by Ryan Galaney, who had a big night tonight, and had a couple of RBIs along the way, and then grabbed that 3-1 lead going into the 4th inning. The Drive able to get 1 back, and Miguel Blasu led off the second, ended up with a walk, and then only other opportunity for the Drive came in the 7th inning, and the base hit by Marvin Alcantara. He had 2 more base hits tonight, had 4 last night, his final 2 times, and then the triple by Ferry Rodriguez. And that was it from an offensive standpoint. Danny Kerwin got the start, went 3. The debut of Eduardo Rivera. Got to see Darwin Garcia, and then Cooper Adams pretty solid as he finished it off. But bottom line was that Winston-Salem, I'll tell you, it started with Tanner McDougal, and he was still throwing about mid-90s after 83 pitches when he departed, and then 3 relievers after that able to get the job done. And Winston-Salem comes in, plays well tonight, gets a 5-2 win. The series now tied a game apiece with 4 more here to play, Fluor Field.
So your final numbers for Winston-Salem: 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 6. The Drive, 2 runs, 6 hits, an error, and left 7. Hartzig, the winner. Out of the bullpen, 1-0. Kerwin, the starter and loser for the Drive, 0-1. Jacobs, his first save. Game took 2 hours and 34 minutes to play before an announced crowd of 3,785 here at Fluor Field. Winston-Salem now 4-7 on the season. The Drive are 4-6. Game 3 of the series tomorrow night at 6:45. We think we know Noah Dean gets to start for the Drive, and still checking on the scheduled starter for Winston-Salem. We'll have the Liam Carroll pregame interview beginning at 6:30.
Yeah, Dean, 6'2", 185. He's 24, out of New Jersey, 5th-round pick in the draft from Old Dominion. And he pitched in Asheville. That was part of the suspended game. That 3rd game went 3 innings. Drive at that point led 3-0, but he was solid. 3 innings, no runs, no hits, 5K, 4 walks, 52 pitches, 29 of those were strikes. Of course, no decision. They finished that